From child star to global activist, Emma Watson has never been one to shy away from the spotlight, whether she's making history as Hermione Granger or challenging the world's view on feminism. Did you know she almost quit the Harry Potter series midway? That her groundbreaking speech led to threats within hours? And what's the story behind her secret Tumblr account and that iconic pixie cut? The life of a woman who's as complex as the character she plays. This is the Emma Watson you never knew. Stick around because we're uncovering 29 facts from her journey you did not know before. Number 1. The beautiful lady was born on April 15, 1990. She lived in the French country until she was 5 when her parents moved back to England. She can speak some French, but not enough to be fluent. Number 2. Emma faced harsh criticism when she modeled for a topless photo shoot. She responded by saying that her boobs had nothing to do with her stances on social issues. Fans criticized Watson for apparently exploiting herself on the one hand while championing feminist ideals on the other. Watson responded perfectly when she said, "They were claiming that I couldn't have boobs and be a feminist. Feminism is about giving women choice." Number 3. While filming Harry Potter 7, Watson and Radcliffe had a topless makeout scene, and Emma revealed that she had to lube up using silver paint, which she described as incredibly awkward. In her own words, it was only the day before that they said, "Oh, by the way, we hope it's alright, but we want you to be topless and we're going to cover you in silver paint." Watson laughed. "It was awkward enough as it was without the silver paint and the strapless bra, but whatever. It works. It looks good for the story." Number 4. Emma is a certified yoga teacher. She took up the practice because she felt the need to find a center for herself. The actor said, "I need to find a way to always feel safe and at home within myself, because I can never rely on a physical place." Number 5. Malala Yousafzai told Watson that after hearing her speech, she decided to call herself a feminist. It's nice that Watson is so inspiring. You would think that if there's anyone who knows about the struggle for women's rights, Malala freaking Yousafzai. Number 6. The day after she turned 25, Watson placed number 26 on the list of Time 100 most influential people with New York Times editor, noting Watson's gutsy, smart take on feminism and her effort to get men involved is refreshing. Number 7. Crushing the dreams of Harry Potter devotees near and far, Watson revealed that her co-star crush was not in fact Rupert Grint, but Tom Felton, who played the nefarious Slytherin Draco Malfoy. Between the ages of 10 and 12, I had a really terrible crush on Tom Felton, to the extent that I would go into work in the morning and look down the numbers on the call sheet to see if he was going to be in. Watson once said. He was a few years older and he had a skateboard. And that just did it really well. Felton didn't reciprocate Watson's feelings. He played off her schoolgirl crush like a real gentleman. "It's very, very sweet," he once said. I remember hearing about it through the grapevine of the hair and makeup ladies, and we've been good friends ever since. It was such a long time ago. She was probably 10 and I was 12. It feels like a different lifetime. But it's nice that we can look back at these things and laugh about it now. Number 8. A few years into her studies at Brown, Watson announced that she was taking a break from school to focus on her career. Unsubstantiated rumors online suggested Watson was leaving because her classmates were bullying her. One widely circulated rumor held that whenever Watson would answer a question correctly in class, it would call out 10 points to Gryffindor, adorable as that sounds. Watson has said that the anecdote was apocryphal. This 10 points to Gryffindor incident never even happened, she said in 2011. I feel the need to say this because accusing Brown students of something as serious as bullying and this causing me to leave seems beyond unfair. Number 9. After being appointed United Nations Women Goodwill Ambassador, Watson gave a speech at the UN to rapturous applause, urging men to be more sensitive by saying, "If men don't have to be aggressive in order to be accepted, women will feel compelled to be submissive." Number 10. The actress loves fashion and is the face of famous brands like Burberry and Lance. She became the youngest person to appear on the cover of Teen Vogue magazine when she was 15. Number 11. After rumors arose that Watson was considering quitting her role as Hermione in the franchise, the world was ready to weep. Stressed by the demands of the role and her inability to pursue a normal adolescent life, Watson began to reconsider her acting career. On the dilemma, she revealed, "I probably would have been public enemy number 1. I would have found it very difficult watching the movies being made without me as a part of them, because I grew up making them. Being a part of this film franchise feels like part of my identity in a way. I would have gotten a lot more sleep. But I definitely made the right decision. Number 12. When asked which Harry Potter movie was her favorite to shoot, Watson had a difficult time choosing. She ultimately decided the first and last were her favorites, but for very different reasons. The first one was incredible, obviously, because everything was new, and everything being a novelty is very exciting, Watson explained. From an acting perspective, this last movie was amazing because I had such big parts and it was really challenging and demanding. Number 13. Emma has over 30 journals that she keeps based on different subjects. Some of the diary are on Miova dreams, acting, people she's met, and advice she has received. She also likes to make collage books. Number 14. J.K. Rowling knew she had found her Hermione after Watson's very first screen test. Rowling, who was notoriously involved in the production of the film, instantaneously took a liking to Watson. After her first test, Rowling expressed to casting directors that she was right for Granger, but Watson would ultimately still have to go through a few more auditions to land the role. Number 15. Watson had always intended to pursue higher education following the conclusion of Harry Potter, but many were surprised that she chose an American institution over a college in the United Kingdom. Watson explained that American universities allow students to study more than one subject at a time. I really like the fact that it has a very open curriculum, that there aren't any requirements. Really, I've kind of been in charge of my own education since I started out on Potter, and I could take independent studies if I wanted to on subjects that weren't necessarily in the curriculum. Aside from acing her exams while on set for Harry Potter filming, Watson went on to further her education at Brown University in Providence, Rhode. Straight a student, Watson excelled at school, but attending an Ivy League is no small feat. The actress always dreamed of pursuing high education, gave herself a college experience that most view as out of reach. Number 16. Following the 2014 Oscars ceremony, Watson had every intention of attending the wildly anticipated annual Vanity Fair party. However, when she got to her room to change for the studded event, she passed out midway and missed the whole thing. Discussing the minor hiccup, Emma admitted someone woke up like, I want to get changed to go to the party now. And I was like, I kind of just want to stay here. So I just ate pizza and fell asleep. Number 17. In 2014, Watson helped launch Women's Heforship campaign, which encourages men and boys to take action against negative inequalities faced by women and girls. At the time, Watson, who is Women Goodwill Ambassador, said, I am reaching out to you because I need your help. We want to end gender inequality, and to do that we need everyone to be involved. This is the first campaign of its kind at the UN. We want to try and galvanize as many men and boys as possible to be advocates for gender equality, and we don't just want to talk about it, but make sure it is tangible. Number 18. Watson said she first started questioning gender-based assumptions when she was 8 years old and hasn't looked back since. At 8, I was confused at being called bossy because I wanted to direct the plays we would put on for our parents, but the boys were not, she recalled in a Heforship speech. She said that age 14, she began to be sexualized by the media, and age 15, her friends started dropping out of their sports team because they didn't want to appear muscly. I decided I was a feminist, and this seemed uncomplicated to me, she concluded. Number 19. Overall, women can expect to earn significantly less than men over their entire career. According to the Fawcett Society, current overall pay gap for full-time workers, 13.9%. Discussing this stat, Watson said the reality is that if we do nothing, it will take 75 years. Well, for me to be nearly 100 before women can expect to be paid the same as men, same work. He added, I think it is right and paid the same as my male counterparts. Number 20. When you think of feminism, Disney princesses aren't exactly the first or indeed second thing that spring to mind. Watson hopes to change this. Discussing her character in the remake of Disney classic Beauty and the Beast, Watson said that her character takes on the role of inventor, which was Belle's father's role in the original storyline. He added that Belle is absolutely a Disney princess, but she's not a passive character, she's in charge of her own destiny. Number 21. Watson is also a fierce opponent of the stereotypes that hold young women and girls back. She said, I feel like young girls are told that they have to be a princess and fragile. It's bullshit. I identify much more with being a warrior fighter. If I was going to be a princess, I'd be a warrior princess. Previously said that young girls should never dumb themselves down with the aim of being attractive to a guy, and added girls should never be afraid to be smart. Number 22. In the spirit of promoting gender equality and championing strong women, Emma Watson launched a feminist book club called Our Shared Shelf, which is conducted through a group on Goodreads and has more than 37,000 members. In true feminist fashion, the first book Watson chose was Gloria Steinem's memoir, My Life on the Road. Number 23. In 2014, Watson was targeted by hackers who threatened to leak nude images of her online. She said the threats were made within 12 hours of making her debut before she speech in September 2014. The minute I stood up and spoke about women's rights, I was immediately threatened, she said. This is a real thing that's happening now. Women are receiving threats. She said the threats made her even more determined to fight for gender equality. People thought I'd be disheartened by this, but if anything, it made me so much more determined, she said. I was raging. It made me so angry, and I realized that this is why I have to be doing this. Number 24. In order to fully get into character for the bling ring, Watson signed up for a Tumblr account under the pseudonym More Forever. The basic BTH layout was covered with zebra print backgrounds and fake op-eds on Lindsay Lohan and Adriana Patridge. Watson proved herself to be a true method actor with her experimental Tumblr page, all in the hopes of bringing her character Alexis Nears to life. Number 25. Watson shocked fans when she almost immediately cut off her long locks in favor of a pixie cut following the conclusion of the Harry Potter series. Having to keep her hair exactly as producers desired frustrated Watson to no end. Although she admitted it took a few weeks to finally do it, she gave in to her cravings for an edgier, more grown-up dude. Luckily, the new haircut suited her beautifully. Number 26. Growing up with two brothers has made Watson immune to tickling, at least that's what she thinks. When asked whether or not she was ticklish, Watson said she used to be an incredibly easy target. After fighting with her brother so much, it doesn't have much effect anymore. Number 27. Watson made headlines in early May 2016 when her name popped up in the Panama Papers, a long list of offshore account holders. Once exposed, Watson came under scrutiny for attempting to evade taxes. Despite those accusations, Watson's team released a statement trying to explain Watson's name's appearance. It stated, Emma, like many high-profile individuals, set up an offshore company for the sole purpose of protecting her anonymity and safety. Watson is just one of the few celebrities who had been named, including major political figures like Vladimir Putin. Number 28. BFFs Emma Watson and Sophie Sumner always seem attached at the hip. Watson and Sumner, who competed in Cycle 18 of America's Next Top Model, were actually roomies for a short time. One can only imagine the posh setup these two fashionistas designed for themselves. Number 29. Watson once spent a week in the Canadian Rocky Mountains engaged in a silent retreat at a private facility, according to E! News. She told Vogue UK that she went on the retreat just prior to her tough breakup with Oxford University student Matthew Janney, hoping to figure out how to be at home with herself. Watson elaborated that she understood what she's here to do and knew where to channel all this energy that has been coming at her, and that she began to feel a sense of peace. Her work as an outspoken feminist in collaboration with the UN took off later that same year. Friends, what are your thoughts about Emma Watson? Do tell us this in the comment box below. And if you liked the video, then do give it a like. Also, do share it to reach more people. So in this video, that's all. So see you in the next video.